Hi guys, today we are finally hi, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time joining me, hello, how you doing? If this is your second time or your third time, hi. I'm very sleep deprived. You can see it in my face, in my eyes, quite swollen. I just had a baby about 3 weeks ago, so I want to wear glasses, see if I look better, because I really need to hide the fact that I haven't slept in a while. Does that look better? Shady speaking, they love me. These ones are like dark. Y2K. She'll get. How do you come make I arrange my hair? Today we're going to be talking about my birth story. Anyways, let's get started. Let's get right into this video. So on the 31st of December was when I went into labor. Keep in mind that 2 weeks before my labor, when I went into labor, you see what? Keep in mind that 2 weeks before I went into labor, which was like 36 weeks pregnant, I was already feeling like labor contractions and Braxton Hicks and everything. Like my stomach would get tight and loosen, tight and loosen, tight and loosen. And so on my labor day, like the day I went into labor, I didn't think I was in labor because I had already been feeling like those labor signs like 2 weeks before. So as of 31st of December, which was when I went into labor, I was 38 weeks and 4 days, right? I just did not believe I was in labor because I have 2 more weeks to go, technically, like not 2 weeks, about 1 week to go, which is like my due date, which is January 10th. And that was December 31st. So I was just like, there's no way now. Wait, I'm in labor. Because keep in mind, I have already been feeling these contractions for about 2 weeks. Since I was like 36 weeks, I've been feeling like contractions back to back. So I'm like, it's a joke. On the 31st, who goes into labor on the 31st? Who? Not me. So I started feeling contractions around 10 p.m. This when my mates were in church, by the way. I was already feeling contractions. I was already feeling these pains, but I really didn't think it was contractions. By like 11, I tried to go to bed. It wasn't happening for me. I'm having like contractions right now, so I'm not sure what's going on, but I can barely breathe. He has gone down so much. So right now, this is like my stomach. This is not my uterus at all. This is just my stomach. And then this is him right here. Oh my gosh. I'm just hoping I can sleep through this because I'm very tired. I cannot even be bothered. Oh boy. But yeah, we shall see. Whew. So I went to the sitting room. I told my husband, I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but this baby seems like he wants to come today. So my husband is like, okay, let's go. I'm like, no. I'm not going to be deceived by my body another time. Because when I had my first, I went to the hospital like 3 times thinking I was in labor. And I wasn't. So I didn't want to be deceived by my body another time. So I said, no, I'm not in labor, relax. I'm just telling you that I think this baby's coming today. I think by like 11:30, thereabout, the pain started heightening. So I told my husband, Shibi, you have that, you say you have a midwife that is your friend. Call her on the phone and like, let's chat with her a bit. Keep in mind that my hospital was like an hour plus away. We stay in Accra. My hospital is in Tema. If you're in Ghana or a Ghanaian, you know what that means. It's far. So I didn't want to waste my time. I didn't want to go there and then they'll tell me I'm not in labor. I'll waste my time, waste my husband's time, waste petrol, then waste the doctor's time, then waste the midwife and the nurse's time on the 31st of December. So I was just like, nah, I'm not going to waste people's time. I'm just going to let this midwife come. At least then it will be one person's time I'm wasting. The midwife, who's my husband's friend. It's like, okay, let's waste her time. So we called her, we told her everything. She was like, okay, how many minutes apart was your contraction? So at the time it was like 5 minutes. At the time it was like, I'm trying to be fast under this video because once the boy wakes up, he takes control. At the time, it was like 5 minutes apart. So I called her. I told her it was 5 minutes. She was like, okay, time it for an hour and let me know. I already told her, just be coming down. It doesn't matter, just come. It was hard for her to get a cab down to our place by that time of the night. So she was struggling to get it. If not, she would have gotten here really quickly. And then around like 12, I saw blood. I was panicking. Because keep in mind, I didn't see blood for my first child when I was in labor. I didn't even know that it's possible for you to see blood in labor. So I was like, something's wrong. Baby is not okay. I called my mom, I called my sister. They were like,
oh, it's fine, it's okay. It's normal. Congratulations, you're about to have a child.
blood is equivalent to having a child and it's normal? You don't say. I told my husband was like, so stressed, so scared, so stressed. So we left the house around like, say 12:30. I'm not sure, but I think 12:30. We left the house by like 12:30. Guys, keep in mind, it was a new year. Everybody was blowing banger while I was in pain. Some riffraff, some hooligans, some thug boys were doing when I was in pain, when I was in anguish. Anyways, we're on the road. My husband was like, fast and furious, who are you? My husband was like, it was not even a joke. Even me that was in labor, I was like, do you want to take it easy? Do you want to step it down? Like, keep in mind, my son was at the back. We had to wake Jaden up by like 12 in the middle of the night. Jaden wasn't fazed at all by the fact that we woke him up. He was so excited even. We got to the hospital. My husband was like, oh, they should bring a wheelchair. My man, I'm like, I can't walk. But it's fine. I'm going to take the princess treatments because, I mean, I barely ever take it. So it's fine. Let me just take it today. I got into the wheelchair and then we got to the hospital. They checked me. They saw the blood and they weren't bothered. So then I knew, oh, it's normal. Okay. Then they did the CTG to check baby's heartbeat and everything. Baby was fine. Baby was moving. Baby was, everything was good. And then they checked me into the labor room. I think this was like by 2, I think. I'm not sure. Anything I say, do not hold it tight because really, I don't remember much. Keep in mind, I was in pain. So there's so much I can't remember. And so by 2 a.m., I think we we checked into my labor ward. Yeah, it was time to shoot the fist. If you know, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, the scream I scram. The ladies in there, the nurses were like, oh,
Madam, please don't shout. Madam, please don't shout. Madam, please.
They put their hands inside. Worst feeling ever. Figured out that I was just like 3 or 4 centimeters dilated. Even my husband was like, how this one that she's doing, she's just 3 or 4? And so I was there struggling, striving, fighting, begging for my life. It was hard, you guys. It was so hard. My contractions were so fast and strong.
Mommy's in pain. Tell Mama sorry. Mama sorry.
I forgot to say, when they were checking my contractions on the CCG scan, one thing my doctor said was, your contractions are very strong and they are very close. That's very, very good. My doctor was actually very proud. Like, he thought it was like some examination results. So it was like, wow, you're doing well, you're doing good. So they came and they were like, okay, we can give you paracetamol if you want that. And we can also give you spinal. By the way, they already told me that they cannot give me epidural because I've already passed my dilation. There's an amount of dilation I need to be dilated. And I've already passed the dilation, so whatever. So they told me that the only options I have is paracetamol and spinal. I'm like, what the heck is spinal? Am I supposed to know what spinal is? So they told me spinal is just like an epidural, but it's different. But it's also going to help to numb the pain of the epidural, numb the pain of labor, right? So I'm like, okay, that's fine. Give me the spinal. So they're like, oh, they have to call the anesthesiologist, whoever that is. They have to call the person that would do the spinal. I'm like, okay, so where is he? So they're like, oh, do I want paracetamol first? I think they were trying to stall because the person was not around. And the time that they were telling me this was like 4 a.m. in the morning. And I think it only makes sense for the person to not be around on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, actually. It was New Year already. So they were trying to stall, I think. I'm not sure. Don't take my words for it, but yeah. And then they were like, will I take the paracetamol? I'm like, oh, sure, no problem. Give me paracetamol. Because me, at this point, I really didn't care. Whatever will take my pain away. I'm not for all that, oh, I want to do it all natural. I don't want to do epidural. I don't care. Choose your battle. Choose your battle. Choose your battle because, nah. So me, I was just like, whatever it is that will help reduce my pain, give it to me. So they gave me the paracetamol, I think around 4:30 or almost 5. They gave me the paracetamol. You people, when I tell you I didn't feel anything, because even normally say paracetamol no dey work now. You don't say where paracetamol work class. Normal headache wey person go get, paracetamol dey work. Paracetamol dey work. So they gave it to me. I called them like 30 minutes later. I was like, see. Which time the paracetamol go kick in? They're like, oh, it's supposed to kick in already. You don't say. I'm like, okay, you know what? You should just give me the spinal. Because as of this paracetamol matter, I don't come on my hand. You know they work. Call me the spinal person. So they said the spinal, they'll call the guy by 6. I think around like 5:30, 5:45, I started shaking. And it was bad. I don't know. For my first pregnancy and my first labor, I didn't shake. When I was close to being 10 centimeters, I wasn't shaking. I was just pushing. So they will come into the room and be like, oh, don't push, if not you will tear your clitoris, you will tear your this, you will tear your cervix. With this baby, I was shaking. I was shaking, you guys. I was literally like, it was bad. They came, they were like, oh, how are you? I'm like, I'm dying. You guys, I'm not even joking. Those were the words I told them. I told them that I cannot do this anymore. Get this baby out. By hook or crook. My midwife Helen was so sweet. Like every time she would come, she would massage my back, press my back. See, let me tell you today, all that whole, when you go to hospital, one go born, nurses go come, they insult you. We know they want to they do your thing, no? You and your husband, they do your thing, so no, they shout for hospital. Don't go to hospitals like that. That is nonsense. My midwives were so empathetic. They were so sweet. It doesn't matter what I would say. It didn't matter what I would say. But they would still be sweet. Like you could just tell that they had empathy. Like my midwife Helen would come, she would massage my back, press my back, hug me, hold me. There was nothing better. Like I'm telling you now, when you have empathetic nurses and midwives, that's all. Because it just makes you feel like you're being heard. Like your pain is actually valid. Like my midwives would come, nobody shouted at me. Nobody made me feel like, oh, I was being crazy or being mental. Like they were just so sweet. Like they would come massage my back. I would literally hold them tight, press their body, hold their skin like I wanted to rip it apart. And they wouldn't complain. They would just be there like some dummy, like, okay, do it as you please. Like they were just too sweet. Like honestly, hands off to my midwives. Like they were just top notch. So they left. I rang the bell like 100 times. They came back. I told them again, please, can you get the guy that will do the spinal? They're like, oh, they'll call him and stuff like that. But let them check my cervix, let them check my vagina to see if baby is already 10 centimeters. I say, you say what? I just told them that, see, it's not gonna happen. You want to check your hand again in my nyash? Especially when I was like shaking, you guys. I couldn't do it. They were like, oh, let them check to see how dilated I am, that I might even be 10 centimeters dilated and they will not know. I'm like, I'm not 10 centimeters anything. Call me the man who can help me my life, please. She was just begging me. I said, okay, no wala, check it. You people, immediately she opened my pants like this. She was just like, you? The way I'm seeing your anus, madam, your baby is already here. Went straight to the delivery ward in about a minute or 2. I'm not even trying to exaggerate or even like, it didn't even take time. All I had to do was scream. I literally just did, ah! And then he came out. He came out in like 2 pushes. He was out. I shut him out like he was poop, literally. I didn't feel any ring of fire. There was no ring of fire for me because you guys, I didn't even like push him out gently and then he came out. Nah, I didn't have time for that. That was it, and we're done. And because I pushed him out so quickly, so fast, without any like soft procedure, I had a tear. It was a 1st-degree tear, so it was not bad. So thankfully it was not too bad. If not, I would have been very pissed at myself. But yeah, I had a 1st-degree tear. It was not very bad, but yeah, I wish I had just chilled a little bit and pushed him with sense. But yeah, I pushed him out way too fast, like way too fast. That's the end of the video, you guys. That's the end. You guys, while I was in labor, do you know my husband was sleeping? That's a story for another day. Don't trust men. I'll put a bunch of his pictures so you guys can see him.